guys, welcome back. It's another Thursday night, so we're gonna continue on the Manta, and as said like last time, we're gonna go and do some 3D scanning. So we're gonna scan the front of the car as well as the original subframe. Gonna scan the engine, the gearbox that's somewhere over there, and scan our spindle that we're gonna use. Gonna change the rotor, of course. I actually already did the spindle because I had some issues with the scanning software, so I wanted to check if that already works. Was restored to functioning order as it is. So I'll give you a quick view of what we're doing and explain a little bit about it, and then let's go and scan some stuff. So here we have our scanner. It's an iScan Pro 2X Plus. And here we have our object to scan. As you can see, we put these markers on there to make it easier for the scan to align itself. As it might sound a bit weird, but as it's a circular pattern, more or less, it's a hard to scan object because it's so simple in its geometry. The more difficult the geometry of the products you're scanning, the easier it is. So like the caliper, scanning the caliper is pretty easy, but it could flip left and right as it's a symmetrical part and stuff like that. So I want to do it as a complete assembly because then I don't have to put it all back together in Fusion in the end. And this is basically what we're getting is our final result. So this is a watertight scan. And you can see there's like a lot of detail in there. This one is already reduced in size. So if you go to our scan, this is actually all the detail that we scan. So it's a lot more detailed than we are using because we don't need to have it that detailed. And you can see there's stuff missing over here and in the back, which is not very much of my concern. Because the thing that I want to get out of it is like the location where the bolt starts and where the alignment is for the steering, the bottom one and the top one and the bottom one, I don't know, maybe upside down. Where the axle goes through, where the wheel's gonna attach. The dimensions of the brake discs and everything that I need to know for clearance and everything. So once we have this, we go into mesh model, we say watertight model. I did low detail. We can see what happens when we do medium detail. This way takes some time. So then you can see that it fills in all the holes that it had, but it makes it more of a fluid shape, more or less. But there is an incredible amount of detail. Like you can see all the threads, and if you dare, you can actually draw the threads off of the 3D scan. You can see the text that's all engraved or cast in everything. So that's pretty cool. This is more than we need, and we will export this, and then we can put it into Fusion. And then we will mirror this in Fusion because left and right are exactly the same. So yeah, that's one part done. And I'll tell you a little bit about how your scanner works more. So it has three optical points of reference, one laser and two optical. With which it sees the product just in 3D, just as a 3D camera in movies or your own eyes. And with that plus the laser, it can dictate where the depth is and precision, and it's accurate to 0.04 millimeters in this calibration, I believe, or it can achieve up to 0.02, and we just recalibrated it. Not as accurate as I would love to do. Nevertheless, it's more than plenty that we need. So yeah, that's one thing. We can put it up on a stand and rotate the part around, or we can use the scanner, which we're going to do now, to scan around an object. The only thing that's quite annoying with scanning stuff is like, for example, this is all quite matte. So the issue that we have here is that most of this stuff is pretty shiny already. And shiny stuff is reflecting the light that it uses to scan. So then or black, because it absorbs all light. So black and shiny objects are hard to scan, and basically all the stuff on cars and bikes and everything, it's all shiny and reflective. So for that we have a solution, and it's called mattening spray. So we're gonna spray everything in a mattening coat basically, which will evaporate by itself in about 4 hours. So no harm will be done to any engines or cars in this process, but yeah, we need to get a good scan. And for this we just need to have like the general reference of everything in the sizing, and our motor mount locations that are our options that we have. So all the bolt holes on the bottom, we need to get all of those in the scan correctly. And same counts for like the subframe where it's originally mounted, and the mounting points that we have on the car to make and see if it fits with the gearbox. Do we need to make any adjustments or whatever? And then we can start designing our new tubular front subframe. So now after everything is nice and matte, it looks like a little bit like snow spray, but you see that like most of the stuff that's shiny is now got some kind of white coat, mattening spray. Like this is high gloss black, and it's now all white-ish, which makes it perfect to scan. So let's start scanning. So there we have it, same thing as with the front spindle. Very awesome scan, like the exhaust is a mess, but that doesn't really matter. The things that we need is the general shape of it, like the oil pan is in there perfectly. You can actually see the serial number underneath. And we have got all our holes and bolt locations for our brackets for our subframe. So that's gonna be perfect. Yeah, so I'm very, very happy with this. This will be a very, very, very good scan to use. It's quite big, so we need to reduce it in size slightly. Let's make it a little bit simpler, because or else the file's too big to use. Anyway, let's see what happens if we still have enough data that we can use, because when simplifying the scan, you don't necessarily lose resolution, because it will try to keep the locations and everything as detailed as possible, but with big flat shapes it will try and shape it out smoother. Might to reset this and go a little bit bigger. Let's go for this. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, that's nice. Looks good. So save. K20 engine, save. And it's super accurate if we want to use any of it. for measurements as well. So that's 2 down and 3 to go. So the gearbox scan went really well, besides the fact that it put something very nasty looking on the bottom. Nevertheless, hey doggo, hello. But we can easily just cut that off. We don't need a solid mesh anyway. All that we need is the outer shell, and we can still mate it to the location where it needs to be, because we still have our surface reference that we can use in the model. So yeah, so this is plenty good enough for what we need, and we're gonna optimize it a little bit, and then we do subframe next, and afterwards we do the car. So this scan we did as a non-watertight scan, so that's why you see blue. So the blue is the inside of the scan. And it's a very rough scan because it's not an easy object actually. But the only thing that we need is a general idea where the original engine used to be and where the swing arm used to go and stuff like that. So more or less a general idea where everything is. So this is fine. This is what we can do. I might actually go and scan the steering mechanism as well, since I might want to reuse that because it's a very nice system. It's a simple mechanical, and I can still get replacements for it instead of having to order something else. If we do, then we will. But if we can use the OG stuff, then that's fine. Just for steering. The rest is gonna be gone. So yeah, so we're just gonna do a scan of that just now. And with all the small parts done, we're now gonna do the car. So we're gonna hoist it up very high. have our last little bit of 3D scan. I didn't want to make the file too big since I want to keep a lot of resolution. It did do some weird stuff at some points, which I hope will be clear to me in the end. We got the underside in there pretty nicely, so we know where our original holes used to be for the subframe, like there and there somewhere, there, over there, and over there. We got an idea about the width of the frame. We got one of the wheel wells in there, so we could check for tire clearance and suspension travel and everything. Also, this looks pretty good from the top, and we know how far it's going to go in. If we put the transmission in there, we know if we have to cut this all up or if we can squeeze it in there, so we still have some room, more or less, to maneuver it. But maybe that will put the engine too far forward. I want to keep it as far backwards as possible. And yeah, so this is pretty cool. Actually, if you look at the body, we know somewhere roughly where our pedals are gonna go, since it's just sheet metal. So no need to do this as a watertight scan. So it's just unwatertight, so it's just sheets of stuff. And let's clean it up a little bit and delete what we actually don't need at all, so we can reduce the file size a little bit. And then that will be it for today. We'll put it into Fusion, and after we've done that, then we can actually start designing our new subframe, which is going to be very, very exciting, and will probably be not so difficult, to be honest. Just stuff needs to fit, and that's about it. So yeah, let's put the car back together in Fusion, or at least the 3D scans, and start designing ourselves a little subframe. So that'll be it for this time. I actually put the replacement subframe, temporary subframe, in there for now, and that's good enough. So now we have, at least we have a roller again, which is nice. We can move it outside if we want to. That will be cleaning itself up. You can actually already see, like, the spray is already disappearing. It's not dissolving, but it's evaporating. Also on the engine. So that will be nice and clean again in a couple of hours. We'll keep that. We'll order some more parts. Since this is now, the old engine is sold, so we got some more money, and we're waiting on some parts to come in, and we can already start mocking up our new subframe, which I very much am looking forward to doing, because Fusion is one of my favorite things to do. And when we have all of that, we can actually start fabricating our new subframe, and put the engine in there and do all the little bits and pieces like electrical and stuff like that, which is also nice to do. And we're gonna do some little repairs to the car, as well as some modifications to clean up all the holes and everything. So that would be cool. So that will be it, and we'll continue with this next time.